Hell's Kitchen is tough, which is why I'll never be able to express just how talented the likes of Dave, Will, and Megan truly are, as to be extremely consistent all season without any really bad services is remarkable. Cause here's the thing, there's been plenty of chefs throughout the history of Hell's Kitchen who have had a great trajectory, as they're really consistent to start the season. However, out of nowhere, these early frontrunners completely tank, almost seeming like a different chef overnight, as they go from a consistent performer to having an absolute dreadful service. What's going on, guys? I'm FlynnMasters, and today, we'll be looking at the biggest crash and burns in Hell's Kitchen history. A couple things to note, these are terrible services that seemingly came out of nowhere. So while someone like Tennille had a really unexpected bad performance at the final 4 of season 6, she struggled immensely at the start of the season as well. So it wasn't as out of nowhere as the other chefs on this list. Also, these will be service crash and burns, not leadership crash and burns, as I've already made a separate video about those instances. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for unique long and short form HK content. And with all that said, let's take a look back at some of the most shocking service meltdowns in Hell's Kitchen history.
Bloody hell, here I go again.
We begin with one of the more sad crash and burns, as it resulted in an absolute ruthless elimination. The cast of season 20 Young Guns was filled with talent, and in the early days of the competition, it seemed that Kevin had just as good of a shot as anyone. Sure, he wasn't a true standout as say Trenton, Steve, or Megan, but he seemed to be doing just fine at the challenges and dinner services. But then, during the 6th service of the season, the poor kid completely lost his cooking abilities at the fish station, and in a span of an hour, Kevin went from a potential black jacket to eliminated from the competition after a disastrous performance.
Blue team, come here, all of you. Come here. That's you as well, Kevin. Look at the lobster.
It's raw, chef.
That's raw. Come on, Kevin, please. Get a grip, will you? It's still raw. Me. Yeah, can someone tell Kevin what's wrong with that?
It's raw.
It's raw.
Yes, chef.
I'm 100% it's
Here,
ready.
give me the lobster, I'll walk it.
Chef, thank you. Yes, that's
Walking
done.
lobster.
What the Blue team, come here.
They have to sit in there for a minute, Kev.
It's our first table, blue team. Get it back in, Kevin, come on.
I have no idea what's going on with Kevin at this point. We're all just ready to punch him in the throat.
Kevin.
How long? Oh, no. There's not even a callback. There's no teamwork. There's nothing. Hey, all of you, stop. Come here. Every table you've touched, yeah?
Yes, chef.
You screwed. Apron off, jacket off, and off out of here. You're done. Get out. Get out.
I think this is not only an example of somebody simply not being able to bounce back after their first sign of weakness, but also just a 22-year-old kid tensing up in the moment as he continued to make mistake after mistake. Not to mention the stress of Hell's Kitchen finally starting to take over. It's sad that Kevin will be remembered this way, but unfortunately, as much as it sucks, society remembers our worst moments as opposed to our best.
I'm just hearing raw lobster tails, raw lobster tails, raw lobster tails.
It's raw. It's raw.
It's with me.
It's very devastating. I mean, I did not expect it to turn this way. I've never been put up for elimination, and it's just one careless mistake. I think I just shut down today and took me down.
While Giovanni definitely made his fair share of mistakes in season 5, overall he was pretty consistent and was the 3rd strongest chef left in the competition behind Danny and Paula. But man, all that changed the second he put a black jacket on. Not only was Giovanni's service terrible in general, as he made numerous mistakes on meat and didn't communicate, but he also burnt Robert's hand and talked back to Chef Ramsay, leading to one of Ramsay's angriest outrages. Truly a bad night on all levels.
Giovanni!
Yes, chef.
The drum's bloody! Come on, it's got blood in it!
I got another one in, chef.
Tell her, chef.
2 Wellingtons, one medium rare, a lamb medium. Or lamb medium, I'm sorry, a lamb medium rare, 2 lamb medium rare.
Oh my God. What is that?
Giovanni's best.
Hey, Ben.
Chef.
Is that like a chewed up bit of chicken from the dog? Here, that's your special. Your special has now become not very special, thanks to Dick Face there. Hurry up, Giovanni.
Yeah, but I'm not this face, chef.
Look at me in the eyes! Not as pissed as I am! You are! Donkey!
No.
I know I don't give a Dick Face!
Where's your Wellingtons at? I had them right here. Already cooked. Why are you gonna Dude, I'm pissed, man. Giovanni put a 500-degree pan in the cooler, didn't tell anybody, and I go, wham, and all I get is...
No, the hot tray was in the fridge.
In the fridge.
Again, this might have been a situation where Hell's Kitchen got the best of Giovanni, especially since the end was nearing, because to do things such as talk back to Ramsay and make dangerous mistakes is bad for any chef, much less a black jacket chef who had been great all season.
I wasn't angry at him, I was angry at myself. It was just, I was boiling inside and he said something to me.
Dick face!
At number 3, we have an interesting crash and burn to talk about, as not only did the chef survive despite a disastrous service, but they would also go on to win the season, proving that even winners can have horrendous nights in Hell's Kitchen. No matter what you think about Ariel Malone, you can't deny her consistency shown in season 15, as she dominated the season despite breaking her ankle, making it all that more impressive. However, her only true bad performance came at the final 10, as it wasn't just an off night, but a complete meltdown on the fish station.
Right behind.
Me. Red team, come here. Now they're overcooked. I've never seen such a embarrassment. Start again. The scallops, where are they?
Ah, me. They're all stuck to the pan.
And I mean now.
Yeah, chef, I'm refiring all of the scallops.
Now it's beyond a joke. That is it. Red team, come here. Can someone get on the fish station and help you now?
Heard.
Let's go.
At the rate Ariel is going through scallops, they might go extinct.
And we're going from one extreme to the other because I've got burnt tuna. Enough's enough. I'm done altogether. Off. Get out. Get out.
Due to her being so great before this, combined with Joe's struggles that night, she was spared as Ramsay eliminated Joe from the winning team. Still though, she should thank her lucky stars that Joe indeed sucked that night as well, as this service was so bad that I could have very well seen Ramsay eliminate her over Jackie, despite the two's difference in talent level. It's one of the main reasons why I'm not as high on Ariel as some other people, but hey, she definitely made the most of her second chance.
I'm upset with myself that I had my worst service ever. I just have to work as hard as I know that I can work and just every day keep pushing myself further.
I mentioned a bunch of great chefs at the start of the video, but one of the best chefs to never win the show is T. And let's be real, the only reason why she didn't win season 14 was due to her going up against Megan, the greatest chef to ever enter Hell's Kitchen. So it was exciting when T was invited back for Rookies vs Veterans, as not only was she going up against a cast mixed of newbies who hadn't experienced Hell's Kitchen, but even her veteran teammates didn't hold a candle to her, maybe other than Kevin, whose head simply wasn't in the competition his second time around. I think most HK fans would have had T at the top of their preseason power rankings going into the season, and would have betted a lot of money for her to at least make it to the Black Jackets. But T wouldn't pull out the win this time. Heck, she wouldn't even make it to the halfway point of the competition. She would end up being the 4th boot of the season after a miserable service with fellow runner-up Heather on the meat station.
This is a station that I've ran by myself flawlessly. Chef,
T, Heather, come here. We're way off here. They definitely need more cooking. Gotta go in the back oven. Heather and T, urgently.
Over, chef.
They're way over. Look at my temperatures. I am not sending them.
right here.
Bring them up.
Yeah.
Those are the refire.
Heather, T, what is that now?
It's rare,
Come
chef.
on, ladies. Put the steak back in the pan, T. Now. 2 strip, 1 fillet, 1 branzino.
Yes, chef.
What strips are you going with so I know?
She should be at 5 minutes, yes, T?
Yes, no? Pissed off at me or not, you're not a great leader when you shut down and you act like a little bitch and you don't communicate with anybody.
Hey, blue team, all of you, come here. What's happened? There's no cohesive, there's no teamwork. I've never seen it like this. Upstairs, come back to me with 2 nominees. Now get out!
No, don't send them home.
Now, to be fair to T, she got really unlucky going up against Heather here, and similar to Robert in season 6, her expectations were so high that one bad service would have likely done her in regardless. Still though, there's no other way around how much of a shocking crash and burn this was. To see arguably the greatest chef to never win go home so early once again shows how tough Hell's Kitchen really is, and how difficult it is to be consistently good like T was in her first outing.
Whoa, I would have in fact bet my life that T was going to be in a black jacket, and right now I'd be dead.
I expected T to come back full of swagger and skill. Sadly, she came back with double the swagger, but only a fraction of the skill.
But without question, the biggest crash and burn in Hell's Kitchen history comes from Nilka at the final 7 of Season 7. We all know the story by now, so I won't beat the dead horse, but Nilka was remarkably consistent despite being on the worst performing team ever, as she and Holly carried the red team throughout the season, and she seemed like a lock to make it to the Black Jackets, and I would even argue, had a great shot to make it to the Final 4 past night. But all of that quickly ended for Nilka, as she didn't just crash and burn, but arguably had the worst individual dinner service ever.
That's raw, Nilka. It's raw. I gave her the piece of fish to put back in the pan. Talk about give it up.
Behind you, lobster's coming down.
This is what you bring me. Don't touch it, it's piping hot. Taste it, come on.
Oh, the wrong.
Nilka,
Yes, chef.
the lobster is raw. Put it down. Look at me, look at me. Out! Get out! Madam! Madam! Madam!
Yes, chef.
Take your jacket off and go!
Oh, chef, don't say that, please. Chef, please don't say that. Oh, my God.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video of the biggest crash and burns in Hell's Kitchen history. If you enjoyed it, then please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as every bit of support helps the channel, and leave a comment down below of some other infamous crash and burns in Hell's Kitchen. With all that said, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.
Get out of there.